Hey, it's Eric G. Around the House is sponsored by Baldwin Hardware. For 75 years, Baldwin Hardware has been known for its first-class quality and craftsmanship in door and cabinetry hardware. As an alumnus of the Baldwin Hardware Design Council, I can say I have seen the details and quality from design to the finished product. If you're looking for a new style and old-world craftsmanship, I can tell you there is only one Baldwin Hardware. Check out what would look great in your home at baldwinhardware.com.
It's Around the House. When it comes to remodeling and renovating your home, there is a lot to know, but we've got you covered. This is Around the House.
Welcome to the Around the House show. This is the midweek special. This is where we talk about the stuff that didn't make it into last weekend's show and won't make it into this weekend's show. Thanks for joining us today. Man, it's a little late getting the show out today, so I apologize. I was out shooting an upcoming segment at a really cool place where they build steel siding and roofing and that kind of stuff. So we were out exploring Steelscape today. So a little insider baseball there. Well, I wanted to talk today about a story that I read over on Business Wire. And this is interesting. And I think we're all feeling it because I tell you what, I've been out buying materials for projects and I feel you guys out there because things are expensive. I went out and bought some stuff to do a shoot that in my head was $175 and $360 later. Yep, that's what it got me at the home improvement store. So that stuff adds up quick. And yesterday here came out a story, inflation is making more home improvement projects less attainable for American homeowners. Not surprising looking at our pricing out there today. Nearly 3/4 of homeowners are finding projects to be more expensive than originally budgeted, causing some to reconsider their renovating plans. And so Discover Home Loans did a survey to understand how inflation and higher interest rates have impacted American homeowners. Kind of interesting. So they're coming up saying that inflation is significantly impacting homeowners' desire to undertake home improvement projects, with 59% of survey respondents choosing to postpone their projects and 26% saying they will reduce the scope of their projects in face of those increased costs. So although there's a ton of strong demand out there, 79% of homeowners surveyed still prefer to renovate their current house rather than to move to a new one. And a lot of that's because of interest rates out there. Now, interest rates, as we know, have gone down a little bit here recently. It was up well over 7. I know there's some down there that are getting under that 6.5, 6.25, depending where they are this week. But that's still a lot of money when it was only a couple years ago we were at 3%. People were refinancing from 4 to get to 3. So that's a big deal. Other thing here that was interesting too, when asked about how rising interest rates have, specifically impacted their intention to build a new or purchase a new house, 42% of survey respondents said they are no longer looking to do so. And an additional 21% are still looking but are less set on buying a new home. So that shows how, housing starts are slowing down a little bit in some areas, some areas it's up, some areas it's down, but that's really, a big deal these days. And this is kind of interesting here too. And what they were saying is how inflation is affecting American homeowners' home improvement projects. Their project costing more than anticipated or budgeted, 44%. Had to cut off part of the project, 26%. Are looking into a new or additional loan to cover their project, only 14%. 11% took out a higher loan than initially planned to cover their home improvement project, and 26% said inflation has not affected their home improvement plans. I'll be honest, that means that those people are either have plenty of money to work with or are not through the project enough to understand that is affecting their plans. Top 5 home improvements that Americans are wanting to undertake. Routine maintenance is at 38%, 4% decrease from last year. Updating appliances, 34%. Remodeling an existing bathroom, 34%. Refinishing or replacing flooring, 31%. And remodeling an existing kitchen, 30%. So a little less people wanting to do kitchen remodels, a little more people wanting to do bathrooms out there. So that's And similar to last year's findings, it said that 80% of homeowners surveyed agree that they're making improvements as a way to invest in their home. And 82% agree that they plan to make cosmetic changes to their home to better fit their styles and needs. So interesting stuff from Discover Financial Services. So interesting stuff right there. In our recalls this week, there was one important one. There's a lot of little stuff that I always go on that I don't really touch on. But Moen has recalled their Flow battery backups for their Flow smart water monitors due to a fire hazard. So the lithium-ion battery backup can overheat, posing a fire hazard. So consumers should immediately unplug and stop using the recalled battery backup and contact Moen for instructions to disable their battery backup before disposing of the unit in accordance with applicable laws on the disposal of the lithium-ion batteries. There's about 10,000 of those things out there in the U.S., so that's something to take a peek at. And the other one is Bissell expands recalls of cordless multi-surface wet-dry vacuums due to fire hazard. So the circuit board in the battery pack can overheat, smoke, causing a fire hazard. So if you have that Bissell multi-surface wet-dry vacuum, you should immediately stop using the recalled vacuum and contact Bissell for a free battery pack replacement. They can either take a recall product to a local Bissell authorized service center for a free battery pack replacement or schedule free in-home repair from an authorized Bissell service tech to replace the existing battery pack. And this was about 2,000 and about 56,000 Bissell cordless multi-surface wet-dry vacuums were previously recalled in January. So that's expanded a little bit. And that's really some of the big ones here for the week. There's a lot of other stuff out there, but little tiny things like clothing and stuff that we're just not going to cover today. So those are important ones. And those are all things to really consider taking a look at if you have one of those. Now, I had an interesting question come in via aroundthehouseonline.com or over on the Burst page, which is our Fox 12 Burst page that I have for the TV show. And so I'll be bringing these up bringing these up in our show from time to time as they come in and talking more about them. I had one come in recently about a guy that had a lower income condo that he was in and limited resources, which I could fully understand. The battle he had is he had a leaking exterior door, but the problem he was having is that he had a hard time getting that to go through and match the other existing doors because it was vinyl. And so the question was about how do I go through and navigate finding out how to get the right door that'll meet through the homeowners association or technically the condo owners association. So my thing first is when you're on limited resources, this can be tough because working on those more mixed use projects like a condo takes a more expensive insurance in many states than just a regular residential contractor. Sometimes they have to have a commercial insurance policy. So that's the first thing. Second thing is I would reach out, since that's on the exterior part of the building, I would find out and see if that is part of the exterior part of the facade of the building. That could be covered by the condo association. So many times exterior issues can be covered by the entire organization. So you'll have to read through your bylaws and understand that. I have seen exterior facades that had failed that the complete association paid for and then each member paid. So not only would it be your cost, but the whole group would pay for it. So first, understand what is the cost going to go to? Is it going to go on you? Find out from them if this is something that is a group pay for or just you. Second of all, I would come back and say, okay, guys, what meets your specifications? If they have a color of a door, maybe there is some almond colored, weird, strange colored vinyl slider doors out there or some metal ones that are no longer made. I would ask them and have your condo association come up with the right material that goes on it if you're stuck for it. Because you might not be stuck for that. So I want to make sure and say, hey, it's on them to approve it. But if you have already brought in a couple examples and it's not working, then I would say, okay, what does? And that way you're not taking so many swings at this. They have to have a door that will meet all the rest of the buildings out there that'll meet as part of that complex. They've got to have something that was replaced because I bet yours isn't the only one that has failed. So I bet another owner in another unit has already fought this battle for you. So I would find out what they have for approved doors. And then at least you can go out and say, okay, manufacturer A, this is what they have. Do you have a current model of this? And you'll be a lot closer to getting that done. So I would work with those guys and then go out and get quotes. If it's on you, there's a decent chance that they're going to have to pay for it. So again, I would sure find out and see whose bill this is. It might not be yours. It could be the whole association, and that could be something on an exterior building. I've seen it go both ways, and so it could be one way or the other. Coming up on Saturday, we got 2 brand new episodes on the radio show and podcast that, you'll get to hear about that on Thursday. But coming up on the show Saturday for Around the House Northwest TV show, we've got a great one ahead. We're going to be talking with Red Pig Tools. You're going to get to watch handmade tools get made. And this is, trowels and shovels and that kind of stuff. We go through and make a tool from start to finish and show you how that blacksmithing goes. And that's a lot of fun. Hey, make sure you join us over on Facebook. Look for Around the House Show or Around the House Northwest. That's the TV show page. And if you want to catch all the brand new videos I have up, that is from the TV show, excerpts of it. And you can catch those in a smaller format. And that's over at KPTV, Fox 12. Just go to head over to YouTube and look up KPTV Fox 12 Portland and look for the Around the House playlist, and you'll find it right there, and you'll see mid-40s, probably 43, 44 videos over there hiding of the show. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in to Around the House. We'll see you Saturday. Have a great rest of the week.
Discovered anywhere beyond the mean. Life is a love song, let's be lovers. We're all over the radio. Take my hand, I know where to go. All over the radio with you.
Hey, it's Eric G. from Around the House. Are you planning a decking or siding project this year? If you are, you've got to check out my friends at Millboard. Millboard is a completely different kind of composite decking and cladding that enhances outdoor spaces with enduring distinction. Hand-molded from the finest oak, it realistically mimics the natural grain and color of premium hardwood. If you're looking for something that doesn't look like plastic and instead real wood, check out Millboard.com. Make sure and check out that interview we did just a few weeks back. That's Millboard.com.